Just to happen.
So did I. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the first of many Game 1 Origin previews by the All the Balls podcast. Yes, for all the one people that were looking at the beginning of this stream, it did still say Wednesday.
I believe that one person may be me.
Oh, well, it did still say Wednesday on the banner. I did not change it.
I have been lucky enough to be invited backstage to what looks like the sheds from last year. Don't know how that worked, but we're gonna roll with it.
Well, what's the vibe in there? Is this after game 3?
Yeah, the vibe's good. I was unfortunate enough to be invited back when they'd all left to go to the pub, so it's just me in here. Feels a little bit hollow, but I could smell the success.
You walked around, grabbed the jersey with the number 7 and Moses written on top of it, and started smelling it.
I know that we're going to do a quick recap of the last round, but if I'm being honest, mate, I don't think we'll have time.
We probably won't. I did do my 10 words or less, but they're like average because I don't really care about them. I didn't really care about last week's games. All I want to talk about is the internet. Yes, his internet is shit. Thank you, David.
No, I enjoyed. Yes, it is.
Oh, we've lost him. David, I actually want to talk about last round. It's the first. The Titans got the 2 points, mate. Barely scraped away with the 2 points against the bye. We've now had two byes, and we are second last. So, look, we're in a fucking great spot. Are you putting a bet on the Origin, Mr. David Possum Spratt? David Barry Possum Spratt, did I get that right? Anyway, we're just having a few technical difficulties. I'm just going to talk to the two people in the stream right now by my lonesome. If you want to comment before Jack and I deep dive into the Origin Rugby League. Yeah, Critter doesn't sound very good, eh? Jack was just telling me that I haven't seen the photo. I've heard the photo or video or whatever that it's he didn't look good in it. But as Jack very promptly pointed out earlier, you don't believe anything the day before an Origin game. But as a Queenslander, I love Critter. He's one of my favourite players at the moment. Would not be unhappy if it turned out to be an injury that lasted later than Wednesday. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here on my own podcast and just tell porcupines. I would not say no to no Critter tomorrow night. But as a rugby league fan, I do want two full strength sides going at it. See the best possible footy. But yeah, tomorrow I can't come quick enough. He's back. Please don't leave me here with
All right.
Queenslanders.
I just had to
Well,
I'd had to
one of the three people that are in that chat is a New South Welshman, so you weren't alone.
I'm pretty sure everyone in the chat said New South Welshman.
I don't know anyone else. I haven't seen anyone else in the chat. Are we back?
Oh, I want to kill myself.
I don't know if we are.
Why am I having so many technical difficulties right now?
I can hear you. If that means anything.
Yeah, one moment.
And I'm alone again. New South Wales is shambles already. Look, if this is an omen, this is an omen. Not if this is an omen. This is an omen of some note, Mr. Harrison Greenland. I think it would be rude not to point out the fact that he is from Western Sydney. I think that has to come into play. And he supports Parramatta.
Alrighty, we've
He's
tried
back.
something new. Alrighty, I think we should be good now.
Okay.
All right, good news is you haven't frozen on my end and I haven't been kicked off, so this is a good start.
No, I can hear you. This is good. What did you change?
Of course, when we have our biggest viewership ever, the Globally household just isn't allowed to have nice things.
Well,
Better
on
late than
that
never.
note, I believe we should start. I did say before, I did do my 10 words or less, but I didn't try very hard on them because all I cared about was Origin this week. I do have one thing to say, right? I'll say my para one because this is kind of what I wanted to ask. So my para one was no Moses, no problem. Former $1 million man Luke Brooks gets shown the fuck up by Dean. Remember the name Hawkins. And
the one I was, keep going.
My follow up is how many fucking names start with J in your team?
Yeah, we had Joash, Jordan, and Jack. Fucking loved it. I'm going to think of one of the Cuspinates. Fuck Manly. Turbo's a bitch. Luke Brooks, give your barbecue to Dr. Dean. But, alrighty. I think that's our round 12 recap. You got anything else to add?
No. I just do want to start a petition for any game against the Dogs from now on to between, I think, Para and the Dogs and Titans and the Dogs. Can it please be in torrential rain? So I think we'll get a win.
Done. And if Galvin can get knocked out cold in his first game back, that would be lovely as well.
How that is a main news article, a news story this week, and we're not going to talk about it because we don't have time. But we will gloss over it when the deal is probably finalised next week. So
yeah. Main things tonight are Origin, and Atticus has been at me all night for his tips. So if we can sneak that in at the end, I think we'll be ready to rock and roll.
Well, we missed him last week. We
did. He got 4 for 5 last week.
Okay. Well, he's one of 2 people that probably got that?
I had in my head I got 4. Then I got 2.
Right, so Origin,
our favorite time of the year.
The greatest 3 the greatest 3 days of the year, I'll say. I absolutely fucking love this time of year.
It's fucking raging. It's a bit of a bitch of a thing being in Queensland as a proud New South Wales fan, but just makes it all the more sweeter when we beat you in your backyard in the game 3.
Exactly. You see, it's a catch-22. It'd be torture for you losing a series in Queensland, but winning a series, it's almost better for you as a New South Welshman in Queensland, in the enemy state.
Exactly, and I'm a stats man.
Yep.
Jack moved to Queensland from New South Wales in April 2006. Jack didn't celebrate.
I know where you're going here.
Right? Yeah. I'll finish her off. Jack didn't celebrate an Origin victory in Queensland till July 2014.
So what we're saying, what we're going to actually sort of put Queensland's reign of dominance to is Jack Galoglu moving to Queensland.
Well, when I say that the rugby league gods hate me, I'm not joking.
You support.
We were 5 minutes away from winning 3 in a row in 06.
Yes. If that play of all plays is like the rugby league gods did something, because that's like the most stupid thing to ever happen. And it's like, it just was the start of torture for New South Wales.
Like, not even for New South Wales, it's just the torture of me. This is where the bad luck started. Just think.
Right.
Think for a second.
Go.
The year before that, New South Wales won 2-1 and Parramatta made a prelim.
And it's been mostly downhill from there on.
Oh, mate. My life is like the Superman roller coaster, but there's no up. It's just straight down.
You're fucking diving into the center of the earth.
Oh, mate. I'm fucking swan diving.
So you've been a busy man behind the scenes, and you've done up some things we're going to look at tonight. In our
did we manage to get preview. A copy of the team list, Mr. Caleb Downs?
No, I did not. Now that you say that, well, I'll do that now.
That would have been something that would have been pretty handy to gloss over, I think.
Well, you know what? I'm allowed to miss something, mate.
No, it's okay. I just spent hours and hours on end doing all this extra work for us. I thought the least you could do was screen grab a couple of team lists, but that's okay.
We're going to talk about hours and hours that we spend on behind the scenes on this podcast.
Yeah, unpaid hours, I might add.
Yeah, trust me, I know.
While you do that, we'll gloss over some of the news that's been breaking through Origin camp. Apparently, everyone's getting fucking injured. Shocker, shocker. Everyone gets injured in Origin camp.
Yeah, well, this is the first Origin camp that I haven't heard of a sickness or something along those lines. So injuries are taking its place.
Sorry there, Harry. My dad didn't pay the Wi-Fi bill. Shaddy's isn't paying him enough. Too much bad weather. What can you do? You can't win them all. We seem to be working pretty well at the moment. Touch wood.
Bang. Right. Which team we're going to go over first? We'll go over Queensland.
Good looking side.
Right. Here we have. Well, we're going New South Wales first.
I'll run through the team list as a avid New South Wales fan. What is our major sponsor? We're Westpac now, aren't we?
Yeah.
That's so cringe. Alrighty, lining up for your Westpac Blues at the back, Dylan Edwards. On the wings, the formidable duo of Brighton, 6 cans of Coke Zero a day, Toto and Zach Air Lomax. In the centres, Trell Mitt, baby, Latrell, and Mr. I'm a Bulldog for life, Stephen Crichton. In the halves, we've got Iceman Cleary and catches next time Queensland. Mitchell Moses is lined up at number 6. Alrighty, lining up in the front row, we've got Mr. Barnett and Payne Haas locking up in dummy half. Don't know why I said it like that. Reece Robson, back row, gives Queensland nightmares every time they look at it. Liam Martin and Angus Crichton with the packing the scrum, Isaiah Yao. Big boy bench here, we've got Connor Watson, Mr. Fixer at 14, with the big boppers of Spencer Lenu and Max King. Harry Young sneaking his way on the bench with Campbell Graham. Stefano Utskamanu, maybe should have been through May, but we won't go there. And Hamoli Olakwatu, coached by the man to break the streak himself, Laurie Daly.
Wow, that's some team. It is some team.
What would make it better is a better coach.
Look, this year, we truly see if Laurie Daly is cursed as a New South Wales coach. Or if he's just straight up not good.
Streak, but that's about it.
Yeah, well, how many years, what year of coaching did he do that?
2014.
He was, yeah, no, I know that. He was the Blues coach before then, was he not?
I want to say between 2013 and 2017 is going to be my guess.
Because I remember he was there for quite a few losses. I just didn't know what his tenure was.
But that's what you get when you're a New South Wales coach.
Yeah.
Like, kid you not, I was spending about an hour last night playing around with some new Origin game replays on YouTube, and I couldn't find any New South Wales victories. The only ones I could find were either 2005 and then like 1980 something.
Jesus Christ. I think that is also like... Hey, look,
when I tell you I'm the fucking man, I need you to listen to me. 2013 to 2017, he was the coach.
Well done, mate. Well done.
Win record, 6 wins, 9 losses.
It's actually not that bad.
It's not that good.
It's not that good, but it's not as bad as I had a pre-misconception of Laurie Daly as a New South Wales coach, and that is not as bad as I thought it was.
All I remember is Game 3 2015 when you put 50 past us.
Yeah, that was a great game.
I don't think I went to school that next day.
Well, look, you wouldn't have been blamed for it. All right. We'll go over the Queensland team, then we'll run our eye over some things we want to talk about this game. Right, at fullback, we've got the great Kalen Ponga, hopefully not bringing his terrible fucking rugby league side talent with him. I believe he's going to do well. Wings, we've got Xavier Coates and Valentine Holmes. Glad to see Holmes on the wing. I like him there. 10-game NRL player Robert Toya marking up against Latrell Mitchell and Hammer in the other centre. That doesn't scare me at all. We've got Cameron Munster and DCE in the halves. Mo Fotuaika and Tino starting up front with Harry Grant at hooker. Ruben Cotter and Jeremiah Nanai at starting back row with Paddy Carrigan at lock. Tommy Dearden replacing Ben Hunt at number 14, and Lindsay Collins, Beau Fermor, and Trent Liero finishing off the bench with Kurt Mann as 18th man, Jesse Arthurs, and Kulakefi Finifuiaki.
I will say, super cool, like, fonts and backgrounds for that team. Yeah. Bitch of a thing to read.
I was struggling to read that.
No, they've got like a game format, but like it just...
Yeah. The first words, they were actually hard to see.
If you're going to do it like that, you're going to have the same font. You can't have a light font and a darker font because you're going to focus on one more than the other, and the other one's going to be a bitch to read.
That's exactly right.
Now, I will preface this by saying that Team list, where I think we're all aware that it looks a bit better for the New South Wales side,
Yes.
but that scares the fuck out of me.
The team list, you having the better team scares the fuck out of you
Correct.
on paper.
How many times have they
I
gone,
know.
fucking, New South Wales for a middle side, Queensland looking a bit rough. Was this the end of the Queensland spirit? Blah, 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 blah. You win all 3 games 12-10.
Now, I look, I keep hearing people talk about this, okay? If I'm being dead set, I don't think you have actually had a team that good before. That good. Like what
I'm
you
just
have
trying to
got
think.
right now.
I honestly think I would still, there's a couple of changes I would make to that side.
Okay, who would you change?
I still think Tyrrell May should have made it. I know his antics are a bit, how's it going? And honestly,
Well, he carries bum bags, mate.
yeah, mate.
Bum
He
bags,
might have teas in.
bum bags
He
equals
might
no origin.
have. He might have teas in there, ready to go for when the boys go golfing. There's nothing worse than going to tee off with no tea.
Look, as far as I'm concerned, from what I've found out about this whole dilemma, if you own designer bum bags, you are not allowed to play Origin.
Fair enough. Secondly, might be controversial, but not really, because I don't think anyone cares that much. I would have picked Blake Brayley.
Yeah, see, he's such a gun, and his name doesn't get thrown around as much as I think it should when it comes around this time of the year. Like, I think people look at Robson and just think, like, he just looks like a tough cunt.
Oh,
But
fuck yeah, he does. He's got a big, wide, bulletproof noggin.
Oh my God, he does. He's a solid chunk of human, that person. But
oh yeah,
it just I just don't know. Like, no matter how, I think Blake Brayley's been one of probably the second most consistent hooker over the past few years, behind Harry Grant.
Probably the most consistent this year.
This year, definitely. And like, I mean, I haven't really been watching Cowboys games in depth. Maybe, I don't know if you have, but I personally haven't noticed Robson playing out of his skin. To cement, like, to just like deserve an instant callback.
I think that's the case for a lot of the blue side this year. I think a lot of them are getting their name back off how they played last year.
Yeah.
Only a Gus, Robson. I think everyone else is pretty fair.
Like, I guess it's pretty unfair of me to talk about, like, say, Robson maybe doesn't deserve the callback necessarily, but in terms of, like, Angus Crichton, there's not a single chance I'm leaving his name off that list.
No, I think Robert Toya is going to hate him after tomorrow night.
I agree. I'm so fucking worried about that edge. I really
There's a small part of me that hopes Robert Toya hates Robert Toya after tomorrow night's game.
Well, I don't want him to hate himself. I hope he, obviously I hope he does well, but fuck. Like, it's just got such a massive task.
He has a Justin Hodges Origin debut.
I don't. I've heard stories about that debut.
Like, to the casual eye, that could be seen as a compliment. I promise you it's not.
No,
it's the furthest thing from a compliment.
Yeah. I've heard it was a bad debut.
Yeah, it was a bad day at the office, we'll call it. But, like, look, me running my eyes over these stats that I've pulled up, some key matchups, some may say, it doesn't look as dominant for New South Wales as you may think.
So, are we talking New South Wales, Queensland stats?
Oh, I'm talking player A versus player B. So the matchup.
No, if you're doing it like that, I agree with you, but I guess the thing that I'm most worried about, and the thing that maybe your teams have lacked in the past that you definitely shouldn't this year, it's that you have, same as last year, a clear game plan that if you execute it, we cannot match it with you.
Run big, run hard, kick.
And we'll, like, if you play it well, and if we don't like execute whatever their plan is, which we'll get to later, we'll be stuck in our half the entire game. It happened pretty much happened it happened last year when we were against 12 men.
Yes, and that was with Nico Hines as our 7.
Yeah,
I want to call Nico Hines' kicking game cute.
Hey, it's definitely no Moses and Cleary.
No, and I have some interesting stats to back up the difference in kicking games.
Okay, bring them up, mate.
So, should we jump straight into these ones?
Jump straight into it.
Alrighty, so first things first, these are just kind of your head-to-head stats. So, obviously you can tell that there's a bit of dominance there from Queensland. They've won more series, they've won more head-to-head wins. You guys have a beautiful record at Suncorp, I may say. Helps when you won 8 in a row. That makes things a little bit easier for you. So look, these stats look... I find these stats quite deceiving, I might say, because you guys had that very dominant period where it's easy to bump up your stats when you're winning double the games every year.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a stage where I think between 2006 and 2014, we won 7 games out of the 24, and you won, 18, I believe. You won 2-1 every year, except for 2010 where you swept us.
Yeah.
Which was not a fun time. But look, I think the most important thing here, you may call me biased, is the last one. The last meeting. One of the toughest. It was an absolute monster of a fucking game.
It was as a spectator alone, it was one of the toughest games that I've ever watched. And then the game was just completely torn apart by one little move, one missed tackle, and then that broke the game open.
Well, it was wild because, in fairness, that pass Luai did the best was not a good pass. That shit bounced off his chest.
Yeah. And
Best caught it in the crevice of his split lip, fended off 2 people, and scored a try.
Yeah. And
question. Here's the question for you. Do we still score that try if Latrell off the centre?
Look, I know he's not as fast, but he's also fucking hard to tackle. But
he is. No, but my question is, does he back up like Best did?
True. That's a good point, eh? That is a good point.
There. Just these little 1%ers that kind of concern me.
Yeah. Look, well, everyone knows that Trell lacks sort of those sort of aspects of his game, but
he never used to. He used to back up a lot with the rooters.
Well, in my opinion, the last 3 years, he has, as a fullback at the Rabbits, I personally think he's the laziest fullback in the comp. He comes up with insane plays, and it makes up for it to a degree. But you watch him, and this year he's been a bit different. The last few years, 90% of the time he's just standing behind the ruck, behind the play the ball. He just doesn't. He's not part of anything.
I think what makes it worse. I have spoken to the originator of Up the Wires. I think he's going to expect it tomorrow. I don't think he's clicked that it's tonight.
Oh, okay, I see.
It's not like we didn't post on every bit of social media that we have.
No, well,
I'll put something on my Snapchat story, for goodness sake. But yeah, so look, that's the base stats. The first interesting stat I want to bring up, it looks weird because of how they based on name value, but the first matchup is Trell versus Toya. This is the one that everyone's got on their lips.
Yep.
It looks skewed, but that's because they play in different positions. So, if I bring up try assist, Trell would have probably had more. But it just shows that Toya is holding his own at club level. He's got nearly triple the tackle bus in what? He has played 4 more games, but he's still averaging about 3 tackle busts a game.
Yeah.
He's hasn't been scoring, but he's been getting those hard yards out, 100 plus meters average a game as a center, especially as a rookie. He's doing well. He's been up against some quality opposition, and he's now up against someone who, yes, is an attacking juggernaut, but has shown to have some lapses in defense.
Well, this is like one of my talking points, right? And that's, I understand that Robert Toyer plays on that side. They're probably going to play. They're probably going to be up against each other, opposing each other. But I'm not opposed to having Hammer on Trell. I know, like Toyer, it can probably do what I want to happen, like in a different way. But like Hammer's speed, I don't think Trell can actually defend that for 80 minutes. If you catch him a little bit off-footed, like he's not as good laterally as every other center in the game.
I think, but if that was the case, you'd have to get a right center because Toyer's a left center. Oh,
that's what I mean. But see, the thing is, Toyer, from what we've seen so far, can probably put the skates on Trell if he gets given the right opportunities.
He's big goosey into that big step in. And what I expect to happen is him to do that and Trell step straight into an Angus Crichton shoulder.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also, Luke's pointed out here beautifully, Hammer is not a good frontline defender.
I'm pretty sure in all Origin games, he's been one of the best defensive centers.
I've saw a highlight reel of about 4 instances last series where Crichton ran straight over the fucking top of him.
Maybe before last series.
I don't think he's a bad defender, but I think he's a bit. How am I with this? He's a leaner frame. It makes it a bit difficult when you're versing. Like Critter's put on some fucking size in the last 12 months.
Yeah, but Critter's an anomaly. He's an athletic anomaly.
If he struggles against Critter, is he not going to struggle against Trell?
I would argue that Critter is a fucking amazing attacking weapon right now.
I would, but it's different attacking. Trell's going to run over the fucking top of him.
Trell's slow. Trell is slower. I think he's easier to shut down. If you can get up early on him, which is what they're going to have to do, like, yes, he's a monster. He can out-muscle you. If you can stop that, he's arguably he's less athletic than if you don't count when. Yeah, well, I'm talking before. Obviously, they're not. Obviously, if they were scoring last year on that side, they're not. They're going to be like not as.
But
good.
They weren't.
Yeah.
They went left. Toto got a double, I think, in game 2.
Oh well, yeah. I don't know.
As far
as I'm concerned, Hammer. Oh, well, you're probably not, but I just think Hammer has actually defended quite well at centre when he's been there, and maybe until last year.
It's a perfect segue, mate. Because do you know what my next matchup is?
The centres.
Critter versus Hammer. So
and this is why I like if you're
skewed stats.
Yeah.
Because one's a centre, one's a dummy half.
Fullback.
Fuck, I got that one wrong, didn't I? But look, I think the big one here is how many fucking tackle breaks this man has, Mr. Hamaso.
And
does stop.
But this is why, if you're New South Wales, you have to have Crichton on his side.
No, any other undertones other than what I just said. Absolutely. Why won't this hide? There we go. I think the worst thing you could do as a New South Wales player is to rush up on Hammer.
Yeah. Because if he beats you, and there's open space in front of him, he's getting through.
I think that's a terrible idea. I think you got to do... Like, perfect example. Game 1, Sawali shoots up.
Yeah.
Reece Walsh, yes, he got murdered, but he was able to putt. And then game over. Like Lomax isn't a slouch.
No. That's
No,
right.
you almost gotta make your defensive line under sixes. Hands spread apart, not touching, in a line. But that's why I like the idea that if Critter couldn't play, which from all reports that I've just been reading, he is cleared to play, that we're going to have Campbell Graham there. Because Campbell Graham does the same thing Critter does. Long as
exactly.
fuck.
He wins games for the Rabbitohs just on his defense.
He does. But like that's the thing, that edge is going to be so important because it's going to be what? DCE. It's an interesting edge because it'll be DC. Or would that be DCE side? No, he goes right. It'll be Munster, Cotter, Hammer, Holmes or Cobb or Coates?
Coates is a left side winger.
Left. So I think Holmes will be on the other side.
Yeah.
No, Holmes will be with Toya. I think I read that Holmes will be with Toya. It'll be Hammer and
yeah,
Coates.
I did.
No.
Right, so
no. I was wrong. No. Fuck. No, I was wrong. Because Toto's been training to be up against Coates.
Yeah.
So it'll be Hammer and Holmes.
Right.
Which technically is scary.
On our, like, first of all, in terms of our edges, I think this is what I think should happen. I think Nanai should start off the bench. I definitely don't want him starting. I would rather Bo Fermor start because at least I know he's a fucking grinder and he can, like, his just play style suits the first 20 minutes of Origin better, I think. So I wouldn't be surprised if Billy Slater swap those two around and Nanai uses Nanai as like an impact player. The reason I'm talking about this is that like Nanai being on an edge with what side would he be on? He would be on his right.
Munster, Toya, Coates versus
I
Moses,
don't like
Brighton, Trell, Toto.
Already, that is just fucked. Like you have a 10-game player and Nanai on the inside of him. Like that is sickening, mate. Like absolutely sickening.
Yeah, I think you guys will be loving your umbrella defense.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Which works well until it doesn't.
Well, it's such a risky play style, but it's probably what we're going to have to do.
Yeah, well, look, like that's the main centers. There wasn't really that much you can look at with the fullback. They both had a bit of time off, and Ponga's stats look like he hasn't played. Like I think he scored one try this year.
Yeah.
So look, where I think this game will be
both
one
of them have
lost.
been in fucking shit teams as well.
Yeah, for sure. Like this is the interesting one here.
Yeah.
So looking at something crazy that I found out, I think it's 14 of those 21 try assists this year for Queensland have been Munster.
Can I add to that?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, and I don't know the exact stats, but in the last 4 weeks, before 4 weeks ago, I'm pretty sure he had like maybe under 5 tries or under 7 try assists or something like that. I think his like Munster's stats before 4 weeks ago were like pretty average. The last 4 weeks, he has absolutely brained it, like leading up to Origin, which excites me a lot. An absolute incredible amount. Anyway,
it's interesting. They're a bit they're almost a bit distorted as well with Munster's little crossfield kicks to Coates over Dan Atkinson.
Yeah.
But like it just shows like he's kind of back to the Munster of old leading into game one. And Munster of old plus Suncorp plus game one equals not a fun time.
The only thing that's missing is Bender on the last weekend that's just gone.
Yeah, well, he doesn't drink anymore, the good boy.
No, but like he had his best performance ever, arguably, after a Bender.
After a couple of beers, whether it be liquid or nose. But the big one here is the kick meters. So you got on average between Cleary and Moses, they average 526 kick meters a game. compared to the 267. Now, I will say from memory,
That
Cherry
is
Evans was
like,
about 380-ish.
yeah,
Munsters is pretty low because he doesn't do as much kicking.
no,
But that's what you get when you set your halves up as two halfbacks.
yeah.
So, like, you've got the two biggest boots in the game, left side, right side. The only thing you're missing is fucking Burton's bomb in the middle.
Look, this is the part of this, like, the players that scare me the most. So if it works out, which I don't see why it wouldn't, it just put you're never going to be in bad field position, and if you are, it'll be for a very brief amount of time. Like, you've got, like, Cleary is commonly referred to as the best kicker in the game. I would argue that Moses, definitely long kicking game, is better than Cleary's, which is saying something because it's fucking insane. Like it is going to be so hard to keep field position against your team just because of those two.
Like, let's say you guys kick off, which is mine, and we get fucking butt fucked for 5 tackles, and we get 25 meters. One of those boys will kick it to your 10.
Yeah. And big chase, and we'll be stuck in our half. And this is what, like, always worries me. Like, I think Tom. But the biggest thing that worries me always when it comes to this game, the Origin series, now is just your, like, with Edwards and To'o and Lomax, like, the meterage that you have coming out of the back is second to none. Like, you've got the you've got the best combination you can have at getting yardage out of your half.
Yeah, like, look, what I expect is that Edwards will catch the ball, Lomax will come in, To'o will come in, Critter will come in, and then Barnett takes a hit up, we kick.
And, like, you think about just having those three, your forwards are doing, like, so much less work. Keeping them fresh for defensive sets is just so vital in Origin games.
Like, could you imagine if Payne Haas takes one hit up a set and it's 4th tackle?
Yeah. Like,
the stings out the defense a bit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think the Sting will ever be able to defense this game.
No, but, like, it just makes a difference when you got, and they're always quick play the balls from the backs, like from Edwards and the two wingers. Quick play the balls, you give it to Haas. Defensive line may not be properly set. He bends the line when he has no run up, so it's just such a good game plan that you will have there.
Especially if he does a bit what he's been doing with the Broncos, which is pushing out on the ruck a bit. Like, could you imagine 4th tackle Payne Haas is running at Daly Cherry Evans?
Yeah, I don't want to imagine that, but it's going to happen because, the thing is, this is Haas is one of the main point of differences, or not necessarily point of difference. Like, in my opinion, him and Tino will sort of cancel each other out, but just Haas is just so damaging when given the right opportunities, and if he's put him in the right spots on the field, he's going to be hard to stop.
Yeah, and it's that interesting battle of impact versus work rate.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think Tino is as impactful as Haas.
Yeah, I guess. And look, I've got the stats to show how evenly matched they are. We're good at segueing these ones. So look, actually, it's a funny one because fuck, I'm getting blind now. I gotta really zoom into this.
It's hard to see.
It looks good when I made it.
It's just
the main thing. The main thing here, there's pretty much playing the same minutes. They average the same meters pretty much. Haas a little bit more. It's a toughie because I see 13 still as another prop almost.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And Haas has triple the tackle breaks that Tino has.
Yeah.
I also think that Haas does his sideways movement and then steps in, so he'll fend off a couple of people.
Yeah.
Which makes him a tackle break.
Yeah, look, if I'm being completely honest, I'm surprised that Tino only has 20 tackle breaks this year.
I think it's,
I personally think he doesn't ever get good ball, like very rarely. So that's
what I was going to say. You've got Broncos. They've got bloody Carrigan will come and take some runs. They're big boy. Their backs are massive. They will take their runs.
Yeah.
So when Hart gets the ball, the line's already bent a little bit. They're on the back foot already, and you know how much easier it is to bust through when you've up against a staggered line. You can zigzag your way through.
Like where the Titans are never ever in that position. Like I think we've got the lowest like average meters made per set in the whole comp. So that's a stat in its own.
That is a stat in its own. But look, going through, they're the main matchups I wanted to see. It's funny how Club and Origin, you've got two players and they've just switched positions. They've moved Carrigan back to lock, Tino at the prop. I like it. I see Tino as more of a prop anyway.
So do I. I want him playing prop. He needs to, like I said, he is the person to neutralise Payne Haas, or at least make it a dead heat. You know?
And they'll be going at it instantly. A few years ago, they got into a scrap when they were both babies.
They've both grown up a bit more.
That infamous photo of Haas with his Blues jersey ripped in half.
Yeah, that is such a cool photo as well.
Made him look bigger.
It did.
Ridiculous.
So I feel like it's kind of written for the Blues, like how he's going to play, like how he's going to beat us. I have I've been thinking, and personally, I can only see one. I said this to you the other day. I can only see one way that we can sort of, if there's an opportunity for us to break the game open, it's going to be through this. And I think I'm back to it. Well, prepare to hear some more Queensland rhetoric, mate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, show. Yeah. So
David's crying because Manly lost to a shit Parramatta team, and in losing, Turbo corked his thigh again.
Yeah. Look, so I don't know what Queensland will do, but if it was me as the completely unqualified and unskillful coach in my head, I believe that we will win this game by we have a smaller bench, or we just have a smaller team in general, right? And I think Billy's done that, thinking we won't be able to out-muscle yous, so we're going to have to try and wear yous down, wear the big boppers down, try and make them move a bit more. Like it's probably going to be dangerous footy, but if it works, it's going to be a key way, like the key to us winning the game, I think, is like tiring your team out as a whole. Like I think that's going to be the way to go, which sounds simple, but like.
No, it is. And I'm just having a bit of a look at the differences in teams from game 3 last year to now, just to see any differences. Like you guys have had a heap of changes. Like you had Cobbo and Gagai as your center wing, which has been replaced, of course, with Coates and Toya. Dearden was your 5'8". That's now Munster. Dearden to 14. You had Kafusi, so you're replacing Kafusi with Tino.
Yeah.
That's massive for you. Kate Walls dropped out for Nanai. And then who was on your bench again? You had Dearden, Thermal, Loreo, and was it Collins?
Collins is there. Lindsay Collins, he is the epitome of being picked based on what he's done for the jersey, right? I think he's played like 20 minutes of a game or something, or until last week. He's played like one and a half games before the Origin.
That's what Queensland do. They'll pick one person who hasn't lit the world up and then go, that's what we do. We pick and stick. Yeah, fuck yeah.
But look, I'm going to eat my words. I trust Lindsay to always, like, he's going to contest. He's a tough guy. He's always in the game. Personally, what I've seen from him since he came back from injury, I personally think it's like 1 year too long in the Origin arena.
You know what he honestly reminds me of? When the year that New South Wales pumped you guys, I think I was 21, Tarek Sims brained it.
Yeah.
Then he came back the next year and played like shit, and we picked him. And I went, oh, no, he killed it. He's built for Origin. And he shit the bed. Big time.
Yeah. And like I don't see that happening with Collins, but it's just I just don't know. It'd be interesting to see, like David said, match fitness. It'd be interesting to see if he can keep up with the game because
this is going to be because I feel like I did not mean to say that twice. Suncorp is the ultimate equalizer for a Queenslander. Because that place is so fucking loud and ruckus with the Queenslander stupid shit that you guys like to do so much. They don't get tired. They get a million wins. They get their second win after 10 minutes, and then they get another win every 5 minutes leading up to full time.
Yeah. And look, we've seen it time and time again, but like, I'm not kidding when I say, like, and I know there's a lot of talk about the New South Wales team. This team is genuinely like, it is going to be so hard to stop when they get on a roll. I
just hope
cannot
we're not
stress
complacent.
That enough. I really don't think you will be. And I'll tell you what I did hear. You'll like this. You probably heard it already. I believe that was it this year? This game at Suncorp is what is it? When was the last time that have you ever won at Suncorp twice in a row?
Don't think so. Or if we have been for a long time.
Yeah, well, whatever it is, I believe that has been like thrown around at training and stuff. That like this is your time to like make history. Like the first time to win at Suncorp twice in a row, and it's actually 2 back-to-back games as well. So like, I'm pretty sure that rhetoric's been thrown around. I don't think you'll get complacent, mate. I think your team's too smart for that.
I think the fact that we've steered away from Panthers' system is going to help. And this one's interesting. I'm reading that Crichton's going to be cleared to play, but I also saw 96 hours ago that Galvin had signed with Parramatta, so I don't believe anything I see on the media anymore. Defensively, I fuck with it. I think he'll do a job on Hammer. He'll follow him around. He's got fucking 34 arms and legs. Yeah. I think he'll be able to contain him. In attack, we might lose a little bit. But if I'm being honest, I think we're going to be so left heavy, it's not even funny.
Yeah, I agree. In it, like, you lose. I think the only thing you lose is just sheer athleticism and star power in attack. The rest of the game is almost identical.
Yeah. Campbell Graham is, and this isn't said with zero disrespect whatsoever, I wish Crichton.
He is.
Zero disrespect, because I wish I was a wish Crichton.
Yeah. To be involved in or related to Crichton in any way is a huge compliment, mate. So being a wish Crichton.
Campbell Graham. We met him at that Magic Round one year.
We did.
And he is a monstrous man. He's huge.
Got some cute curly locks on him.
Cute curly locks, kissable lips. And he's just long. He's so lanky. Like, he's basketball lanky.
Wide, like when he has his arms out.
Like, he's so lanky, I honestly think he'd be able to tackle Robert Toyer. Without moving. Obviously, I think it's a loss, but I think we'd be able to bounce back from it. Could you imagine? I think we almost gained something with our crossfield kicks with Lomax and Campbell Graham both in the air for it.
Yeah.
Also, this kind of surprises me. I thought Lomax would kick.
I agree. I also this strikes me as a Nathan Cleary's like wants to take the reins and he's been given the opportunity. That's what it strikes me as.
I think this is Cleary's make or break series.
It's really ridiculous because like the instinctually, I just want to say, like, he's the best player in the world. What the fuck? Like, you can't
Do you know what
surely
it
just
is?
leave.
It's that stupid fucking chip and chase he did, where Dozer caught it and ran the length of the field. That's it. That was his game to win. Because hear me out, ready? The situation was eerily similar last year to how that game went. It was back and forth. It was close. One half went a bit quiet. His kicking game was off. He did that stupid fucking chip and chase. Moses kicked the ball like it was fucking on a string. Fucking Walsh made a break. Moses chased him down.
Yep.
Fucking scored the series sealing try. Like, I'm not going to call Cleary a system player because I think that's ridiculous. But I feel like when it comes to stepping up in these kind of moments, I think I'd rather Moses. And I know that sounds incredibly biased, and it probably is.
I completely disagree with you. I've never disagreed with mate. Nathan, like, I understand what you're saying, but like, you talk about biggest moments. In grand finals, you have one game to win. He's done it 4 times.
Well,
he literally single-handedly. What?
I didn't take. I said system. I said nothing to do with the club. We're only talking about Origin at the moment, and Cleary's got himself in a bad habit of when things are rolling, he's killing it. When things get tough, he struggles a little bit.
I think you'll find a player like him that is so in tune. He knows what he wants to do in his career, and he knows what he has to do it. I think you'll find he'll be the player of the series this year if he's win.
I think he's going to greatly benefit from having someone like Moses next to him.
Yeah. And like,
I don't think Luai can take over.
No. I would also argue that Luai last year with Moses played better than he has in previous Origin series with Cleary. I don't know why
Moses
that is.
Just makes people better.
And look, that's the thing. I guess this sort of adds to your like system sort of thing, but like, it's very easy for Queensland to counter when they play Penrith footy because there's so much tape on it. Like, they just know exactly what to do to stop it.
Well, I think it was the game where Lindsay Collins outleapt Tedesco.
Yeah.
Isaiah Yao kept doing his stupid fucking waddle up to the line and pass it, and all you just need to do was shoot. That's why I want Cam Murray back.
And this was one of my main talking points. Are you, like, because Cleary's back, do you think that might creep in?
No. Because I think that year we had, I think the spine, so I think 6, 7, 9, 13. Yeah, it was Luai, Cleary, Appy, Yo.
Yeah, I understand that, but you still got those two. I don't think they will, but I just wonder because I have yet to see I've only think I've seen one game where Yo hasn't sort of like, or maybe I could almost give him 2 games last year where he hasn't like sort of gone pass heavy, and it's like not benefited.
He plays his best when he tucks that fucker under his arm.
Yeah, exactly.
And realizes he's bigger and stronger than nearly everybody in front of him. Yeah. One thing that would make Yo a better player is if he spelled his fucking name properly. The fact that it's ISAAH grinds my gears more than it should. Truthfully, I get so upset whenever I type it in.
It's jarring.
Mr. and Mrs. Yao, you've got a good son. Please fix his name.
In terms of matchups, we've done all of those.
There's one matchup I didn't jot down, but I'm very, very curious, seeing as I will be at the game itself, is Spencer Leniu versus the state of Queensland. Now, what happened, for people who don't know, Mr. Jonathan Thurston was very vocal about Spencer Leniu's comments about Mr. Ezra Mam last Vegas, the first Vegas. Very rub him out of the game. There's no need for that in our sport, which I agree with. I don't think he said anything wrong. He then went all, buddy, let me interview you, as he does. He's a Channel 9 commentator. Spencer, quote unquote, said, "Get fucked, loser. Don't talk to me." Thurston went, "Whoa, man, what'd you talk to me about it for?" That wasn't very nice. And now everyone in Queensland hates Spencer Leniu with a thriving passion. And I think that's what gets Spencer out of bed in the morning, the fact that people hate him.
Mate, I used to think Luai used to thrive on people not liking him. I think Spencer Leniu fucking walks around with a rock hard penis all day, every day, because he knows that the entire state of Queensland fucking despises him.
And Mr. Riley has hit the nail on the fucking head. He's either going to get himself sent off in the first 5 minutes or he'll brain it like last year. I don't think there will be any in between.
No, there's not. With him, there's not. With players like him, there never is. Like, it's one or the other.
Well, in fairness, when the journos speak to the New South Wales players, especially the New South Wales players, it never has anything to do with origin. They'll go, Latrell, remember 3 years ago when you killed Joey Manu? Do you guys still talk about that? And he'll go, that's not relevant. And then we'll go, breaking news, Latrell Mitchell lashes out at journalists in interview.
I disagree with how Trell's just scapegoated a lot of the time, but he doesn't help himself a lot of the time either.
No, he's a footy player.
Yeah.
People have to realise, this is what I got told. Like, for example, rugby union is a savage game played by gentlemen. Rugby league is a gentleman's sport played by savages.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's a great way to put it. I like that. Hey, he's back.
He's the one who said that to me.
Oh, wow.
He'll be very happy that I spoke about rugby union in our Origin preview.
Yeah.
But that's it. Journos need to realise it's very rare that you get a rugby league player who's articulate.
No, well, they're not as much as the clubs may try and media train them, they don't want to be media trained. They're not those type of people. They're not private school boys.
Played by mugs.
Yes. It's exactly right.
I was going to say they get media trained. So by the time they're ready to retire, i.e., I think the one that comes to mind first is James Graham.
Mm-hmm.
They're ready.
Exactly.
Could you imagine interviewing a 23-year-old James Graham after he's just lost the Challenge Cup final for St. Helens?
I think he'd just. I think he'd just speak Viking.
I think he would try and literally unhinge his jaw and eat someone. He tried to do it to Billy in the 2012 Grand Final.
One of the nicest media personalities you can find at the moment. One of the biggest savages you've ever seen on a footy field.
But I would love if there was no coaches and assistant coaches did all the talking throughout media day throughout the week, and it was whispers all week about game plans and stuff, and you didn't hear anything from the players. The players just hibernated almost, got ready for themselves. They can do their training days. Well, that's fine. Open up for the fans to watch, but I'd leave it at that. Just much more build up when you don't know what everyone's thinking.
It'd be awesome. I'll tell you what, one thing I do, and I've heard people talk about this before, but I would fucking love them to have an actual show on Fox or something where they announce the Origin teams. Like they announce it.
Matty John's show. Like Matty John's, you open it up, it's just Matty John sitting there with Bailey and Billy at the same time.
So cool.
You take one at a time. You go
fullback.
Fucking point. Oh, even there. All right. Back fives, guys. Bailey, you go first. this is what we've done.
Yeah.
Instead of whispers all weekend, New South Wales select their squad, and then 12 hours later, for some reason, Queensland submit their squad. Why is there a gap?
I don't understand that. And also, it's
It makes
useless because before the team gets announced, you see the leaks anyway, so it's pointless.
And for people saying that, Queensland have extra time to submit their squad after we see theirs, I am so confident they have to get submitted at probably the same fucking time. They just get released
There's
later.
no way that they would do that. That would
Because
just make
Queensland
no sense.
side's pretty much announced an hour later with all the journos got their scoops.
Yeah, exactly.
Question: how do they get their fucking scoops? It should be a war room in there. It should be 12 angry men style.
Exactly.
You're in a room, no one fucking leaves until you make a 21-man squad.
Yeah, the leaks annoy me. I wish, we need to make a petition for that. Matty Johns needs to do something like that. He has to.
Maybe we'll do it. We'll host it.
Think how much? Just think about how many viewers they would get for that exact show.
And you give it to Matty Johns because Matty Johns deserves it because he's the biggest rugby league personality, I think.
Well deserved.
We then go, oi, Gus, get off your fat ass and go stand underneath those fucking posts and get us more hyped for rugby league than anyone ever has. I know you're 80 and you probably can't make the walk anymore and you probably forget your lines, but figure it out.
Well, if you can coax Lockie Galvin to backflip on Parramatta, you can fucking do one more Origin speech.
Done. And also, bit of a side rant here. Let's bring back heavily biased commentators.
Mate, I used to love it when it was biased. I hate
have Dan Ganane call it. Dan Ganane. Yep. Let's do Dan Ganane. And then have Fatty Vorton as the other one and Joey Johns as the other one.
You could not get a better three. Look, I think them having non-biased commentators, it's like they're always sort of pussyfooting around and trying not to sound biased.
Like Joey Johns is the king of trying to not sound biased.
Yeah, I know.
But then you see the video of best scoring and Joey's doing his whole, yeah,
exactly.
Get him, dogs.
I want to hear that. I love those moments and Cameron Smith when Dozer was scoring, screaming and he got so much hate. What do you expect?
Just let's imagine passion. Hammer down the sideline and Fatty goes, go Hammer, go Hammer. It's Hammer time.
It just would make it so much better.
Because then you get both parties get to bitch about how biased the other commentator is.
Yeah.
It's impossible to hide your bias because you're born in one of the fucking states.
Exactly.
But let's just make it a bit more of a spectacle. The journos are ruining the game.
Yeah, they are. Hashtag fuck journos.
Yeah. Hashtag fuck Gus Gould. Anyway, I can't do that. You'll get my whole podcast shut down. Alrighty, so I think we've gone over everything with a fucking fine-tooth comb. Actually, where's Dearden going to play? What's your scoop?
Okay, so it's a tough one. Well, it's being made out to be a tough one. If I'm being completely honest, I think he's just going to slot in exactly like Ben Hunt would. I would trust him to do that if I'm being completely honest.
It would be nice if you guys had a specialist 14 like Connor Watson is.
I know. Connor Watson is such he's so perfect for that role. It's ridiculous.
That's funny because I think we've got a couple of them. I think Jamie Humphries is our prototypical 14 in the wings.
Definitely. Because you need that sort of stocky but fast and nimble build that can play half and hooker. See, Watson, Watson can go from 1 to 9, and that's or 1 to 13 pretty much.
He can go 1 to 7. He can play 9 and 13 as well.
Yeah.
You guys have got yourself because Furmore can slot into the centers.
Yeah.
If need be. Dearden can slot into the halves. He can do a job at 9. I think Queensland's success rides on the man at the back.
Me too. It really does. And if he has it, like we've seen him do it in the Origin Arena, and if he does it, it just makes your lives so much harder. Like, get him good ball and just see what he can do. He deserves to have some success this season.
He does, but yeah, it's going to be whoever wins the forward battle, I think, goes a long way to winning.
Mm.
And I think your forward pack matches up pretty well with ours.
It does. It's the bench that worries me.
Yeah, you got a skinny bench. Like Trent
Like,
Lorio.
we've got Trent Lorio. We've got. I can't remember who I was trying to match him up, but like
It'll
you've
be
got
Collins
Spencer
up
Leniu
against
coming
like
off the bench.
Leniu. Lorio.
Yeah, that's what I was. Collins versus Leniu, mate. Like that scares me. It scares me a lot.
Oh fuck yeah, that's terrifying.
I think Billy's just selected workhorses. Like, so, we'll have to see what happens.
I think that you could have picked Horsburgh, who's just a better version of Lorio. Lorio? I don't know how to say his fucking name, to be honest. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I think from what we've seen from Trent, he'll rise to the occasion. I was surprised that Horsburgh didn't get picked. I'm not really sure
After his performance in the weekend, I'm less surprised.
Yeah, well, true. And yeah, like Fodawaker sort of, I think he's just been picked because he's a big body. Because I personally don't think he's been playing well this season. And yeah, we'll have to see what happens. I'm so excited for tomorrow's game.
It's fucking great. I think what we should do, we'll take a leaf out of the Talking Para book. I know I've thrown you on the spot, but I want score, first try scorer, bold prediction.
Right. So it's going to be a tight game. First try scorer. I was going to say a Blues player, but I just can't bring myself to do it. I'm going to go first try scorer. You know what? I'm going to go Robert Toyer. Robert Toyer. I'm going to back the young kid. And, all right, so score, I'm going to go... I'm feeling a 16-12 sort of game. 16-12, Queensland. Robert Toyer, first try scorer. What other stat did you need?
Bold prediction.
Bold prediction. Latrell, no tries.
Oh my goodness. Addy's run in, knocked over all of my golf sets, and made his way in. All right, we'll do mine, and then we'll finish off with Addy's tips, and then I think we're going to call it a day. Yeah, sit up here for a second, and then I'll come grab you when we're ready, okay? I'm going to go score 26-10 New South Wales. I think it's going to be 10-all for 50 minutes. And then I think we'll kind of roll on. First try scorer, give me Zach Lomax over Val Holmes. I think Val will get stuck in the mud in a crossfield kick. Bold prediction. That's an interesting one. Bold prediction. I don't know why I'm thinking about it when I'm the one who thought about the premise. I'm going to go Stephen Crichton, player of the game.
Okay. I like it.
Playing for Shaddy. I think he's going to do a job on Hammer, and I think he's going to lay up a couple of late ones for we are. Addy, do you want to come to your tips? Alrighty, so come sit here. We'll put an earphone in for you so you can.
Hi.
Hi, bud.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Can you hear it?
Hey.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so let me.
Hi.
Now we'll jump into the tips. So, guys, for you listening at home, Atticus got 4 out of 5 last week. You only got 1 tip wrong, Eddie.
Why?
Because you tipped the Sharkies like everyone in the world did.
Let's let it.
You want to hold this and put it in your ear. So you hold the bottom, and then you put that bit in your ear.
Why?
So when Caleb talks, you can hear.
Hi, Taylor.
Hey, Addy.
Can you hear him?
Mhm.
Alrighty, mate. So ready for it?
Mhm.
So this is round 13. So who's going to win? The Blues or the Maroons?
What is no?
Maroons or Blues?
What is tallest?
this is a special game.
Why?
You got to pick one. Blues or Maroon? Come on.
Big ones.
Maroon?
Yes.
No? Oh, wait, which one?
Uh,
Maroons or Blues? Just say it nice and loud.
Blues.
Blues. Ah, good man.
I love blue.
You love blue. It's a pretty color, isn't it?
Mm.
Alrighty, let's go. Dragons or knights?
Knights.
Knights. Oh. Titans or storm?
Who's the Titans?
They're the Titans.
It's Knights.
You've already done that game. Titans or storm?
Who's the Storms?
Oh, that's the storm. That's the Titans. Which?
Mm,
Come on, quickly.
Storm.
Storm.
I love Storm.
Do you? That's good, buddy. The Cowboys or the Tigers?
What?
Pick one. Don't ask questions, mate.
Why if my power not winning?
Oh, do you want to do Para's game first?
Mhm.
Panthers or Para?
Maybe one way.
Which one? Para or Panthers?
Maybe one way.
Oh, my goodness. Why are you making this so difficult? We're going to do this one, okay? We're going to go in order. So, Cowboys or Tigers? Which one? Cowboys? That one. You got to say it so they can hear you. You got to say, I picked the Cowboys.
The Cowboys.
All right. Do you pick the Sea Eagles or the Broncos?
Motors.
Broncos. Do you pick the Bunnies or the Warriors?
Bunny.
I know you love the Bunnies, don't you?
Um,
Do you want Para or Panthers?
power.
Para? And then the Raiders or the Roosters?
No, you do up.
No, we've done all them. This is the last one. Quickly.
Nice.
Mate, we've already done the Knights. It's the Roosters or the Raiders?
Roosters.
The Roosters. Alrighty, so that's everything. You want to say goodbye to Caleb?
Bye, Taylor.
Bye, bud.
Oh, there we go. Up your hoff. Oh, God, he made that difficult, didn't he?
Yeah, that was the.
I'm so big.
Yeah, you did good, buddy. I think he was a bit spun out because the origin so they can see me. You gotta go now. I gotta finish this off, okay, buddy? I'll do my tips later, okay?
Why?
Because I'm doing this. Addy, can you? Bye bye. Addy, hop out, please, buddy. Oh my goodness. All right, looking in the. Yeah, because you knocked my golf clubs over. That's why you can't get out. Jump over the golf clubs. Oh man, I had. Don't. It's all good. All good. All good. Don't worry about it. Just leave it, okay? Because you've knocked over all my golf clubs, so the door won't shut. Oh. On a side note, I couldn't find me 5-iron to save me life. I used it on a Glenview par 3.
Yep.
Cooper's obviously used it as well without me realizing. So I've jumped on the last hole and gone, fuck, where's me 5-iron? I've left it 4 holes away. It's now 5:30 and dark. I can't see anything. So I had to use me 6-iron, landed straight in the fucking water. Really needed the 5-iron then. It was in Cooper's fucking golf bag.
Using the 5-iron on the par 3.
Yeah, mate, what I've done is I'm aiming for accuracy more than strength because I can worm burn like there's no tomorrow. But if I get some good loft on it, I'll put myself in a better position.
Fair, that's smart, mate.
It's better than David taking 10 steps back and using his $900 driver.
Oh.
But look, State of Origin, Blues make Crichton call, hammer clear. This was 40 minutes ago. Blues
Okay.
centre Stephen Crichton is set to take his place in Wednesday night opener after overcoming a cork suffered at training. Shocker. What a shocker.
Shock.
Who knew? Who would have thought?
I'll give you the hot tip. We thought.
He needled it up and he'll be good to go.
Yeah.
Same with Hammer. On the bright side, at least they're both injured on the same side.
Yeah. Look, might make the teams go the other way. Well, you'll be going the other way anyway. We won't be.
I think you guys will be
Okay.
going that way as well. Because as much
The
as I
thing
like
is,
Ruben
yeah.
Cotter, I don't see him as a strike attacker.
Nah. Yeah. True. I just don't see the point in having Hammer and not using him unless he floats. I don't know. Yeah.
Look, that's I don't think we can go over in any more detail without going into the coaches' respective footy careers, which I don't really care to do.
Neither do I.
If anyone's at the game, I will be there. Row 1, section 313. You'll see me in Blatchy's Blues. I love my 1997 State of Origin shirt that I've definitely had since 1997, not since last Tuesday. I'll have my Blatchy's Blues wig on. It'll be impossible to miss me. I'm going to have to go with no hat, which I don't like. But look, what I can say is I'm fucking keen. I love it.
Me
One of my
too.
favourite time of the year Origin period. Fingers crossed my boys, Momax, go through unscathed. That would be the real winner here. But look,
Yeah.
that's my final call. Final words, Caleb?
Up the fucking Maroons.
That's it, mate. It's going to be hard to win 13 plus when the shield's pretty well already retained.
All right.
Catch it in the flip, guys.
See you later.